Hi guys and welcome to First Time Fishing with me, Big Bird. Now it's coming to that time of year where it's Christmas time. It could be, let's say that there could be birthdays as well along with Christmas. And you're wondering what sort of angling gifts, you know, are available, what you could get, what you might not. You've got partners who are a little bit perplexed about, my partner's really into fishing, what shall I get? Well, just show them this video. If there's anything that you fancy on this video, I've just come up with 10 things, 10 items, all ranging from like £3.50 all the way up to 180 quid to your premium items that I think are great buys this Christmas. So let's get this started. Number one, we all go to the bank and we all use them every single time that we fish. It's hooks. Now, this little jobby just here, this is the Preston MagSafe box. And inside, as you can see, all of the hooks, they just join up inside. They can come in, you can take them out, you can pop them back in, you can mix them up, you can custom make it, anything, and it fits all the pre-tied hook sizes. Now in here, this is how I set mine up, and I have this by the bank all the time. So as you can see, just here, I've got 18 kkm, 16 kkm, 14 kkh, a slightly heavier line, and I've got two lots of those 12 kkh in there because when I'm in the margins, you know, if that's when they're going to break really. So I have two lots of those. And then on the other side, as you can see, I've got a 14 kkh and a bayonet. All of these are bait bands. And then I've got it in a bayonet. And then I've also got my method feeder hooks that I use, which are the MCMBs. And I've got the 16, 14 and 12. Now, literally, I promise you, you can pretty much do any fishing with those hooks. If you set it up like that, you can do any kind of fishing. It don't matter, they're 4-inch lengths. You can put them onto 2 extra line on your poles and everything like that. That is how I fish, and that's how I do. The hook lengths, they come in parcels of 8, and they're about £3.50 each. And then the boxes itself, they're about a tenner. But fits in the side of your box, happy days. Now, number 2 is something I wouldn't be without throughout the whole of my winter fishing on the feeder. And that is bait boosters. Now these bait boosters, I've got the Power Scope X and I've got the washed out. This is very marshmallowy and this is really sweet. Bit like you're selling your mainline pellets. Basically just dip it in, it's PVA friendly. You get lots in a bottle. They're around about 8 quid each. You can't go wrong with these. Great stocking fillers. So number 3 is the Matrix bait bander. Now, there's quite a lot of tackle companies that have got these sorts of things out. Preston do one that floats. It's good. But I find that the end, it's a little bit big for those really, really small bands that you have. But this one, if you look at the end, I've got one out of the pack just here. If you have a look at the end just there, it's tiny. It's like a wire. And it's really, really easy to get into your small bait bands. It don't float. That's the only downside. But it is the easiest thing to put your pellets on your bait bands. So, a £5, you can't go wrong. Everybody needs one if you're fishing with pellets or you match fishing these days. Another great stocking filler. Now, number 4, I can't really do without. If anybody's had one, you'd probably agree. It's a DYMO label maker. These things are worth their weight in gold. You can put your line strengths on. You literally just switch it on. It's 25 quid. And literally, you can just be like, you type in whatever you want on it and you can just like be like, BIRD. And then it like prints out the side just here. See, it's like coming out. And then hit the side and it comes up with your label. They're absolutely stunning and they're brilliant. They're about 25 quid, but it means that you can label everything that you've got. If you're like me, I like a label. Now, number 4 are these bad boys. As you can see, they're 1mm pellets. Now, I've been fishing with these this winter and these have come to the forefront. Where ground bait might actually, you know, take over and they're, you know, more useful than your 2mm pellets, your micros and your 4mm in the margins, etc. Or even at like, you know, 16 metres out if you're cupping them in. These things I found better than ground bait. It's like they're getting a pellet, but there's just a little bit of it so they can just deal with it. These things have been incredible. I've been using this with a little bit of bait booster and letting them soak, but just let them soak for 30 seconds. 30 seconds is all they need. And then they'll stick lovely to any kind of feeder, make them into balls. You can launch them out, no issues whatsoever. But the 1mm pellets from Sonia Baits, they get a tick from me. Now, number 5 are these bad boys. If I can just work it out. So these are the new free flow nets from Preston Innovations. Now, They come in 3 sizes. They do a 16, an 18 and a 20 inch. Now this one is a 16. If I can just hold it back here. So that one's a 16. And then if I get that one out of the way, this one's the 20. 16 just goes just inside the 20. But I've used these, and like, if you're like me, I had a rubber latex landing net before I had these ones, and the drag in the water was an absolute drag. And basically, these, they just go through the water. It's like scooping, it's like there's no net there. And they're absolutely stunning. Like I say, they do the 16 inch, 18 inch and the 20 inch. Your 16 sort of like your silver fishing. And then your 18s for sort of like your F1s. And then you go for your big carp with the 20. And these range from about 15 quid, something like that. But they're absolutely worth their weight in gold. Especially if you're match fishing, you just want to be, you know, bagging them up. Now, number 6 is a bit different. I'm planning to do a review on these, but it's these. Put it into the view. They're the long Matrix XR36 legs. Now, with my side tray, it's always too low for me. It's slightly low. I'm bending down, doing this all match. And then suddenly they bring out these things. Well, I put them in far too long, and it's their longest length, far too long, because they do a smaller size, a normal size, which comes with every seat box, and then a longer one. It's too long. So I had a little play. So before I had these, I had these things. And these are the XR36 extensions, and you literally screw them into the top. But because I've got my Feederland side tray just there, it tends to be quite heavy. And these start to go a bit like this in a match and start to bend a little bit. Now, I was hoping this is going to eradicate it, and it does. However, they were too long for me. They're just getting in the way. I couldn't even load it in my car. So what I did is I took it apart. And here's a little nugget of information for you. So if those of you who want slightly longer legs on your boxes to fit your side tray slightly higher, we all want comfort. You can cut these down. I put my side tray on at the height that I wanted, and I recognised I needed to cut about this much off. But I didn't know how far the telescopic legs went in. Whether they went all the way to the top, I didn't know. So I took it all apart, and I saw how far the telescopic leg went. And it gives you, there's still about that much grace in it. So if you actually wanted to cut off, what's that? 6 inches, 7 inches, about 7 inches off the top, you can without affecting the telescopic leg. And that I've found is a perfect height for me. I'm about 6 foot, and it's just the right height for me to be grabbing. So these, they're about 50 quid for 2. And you can fit one at the front, one at the back, or however you want to. They just literally slot into your box. But you can cut them down, which I think is really important. It's not advertised, but I have taken it apart, and they do cut down. They cut down well. I've not had any issues. In fact, it's been excellent. So they're 50 quid. Might be an answer to getting your side tray a little bit higher. Now, number 7 of these. They are, in fact, Carp Boots, but they're the Velcro Vast boots. Literally, they're fleece lined, but you do that and you can fit them on. They're so easy to put on. They're waterproof up into the ankle part. They're 60 quid and they're dead comfy and proper warm. The only thing that I would say with these is, make sure you buy a size bigger. Because of the fleece lining, they are a bit snug, but they're as comfortable as anything. They're as warm as anything. They're waterproof, like I say, up to here, and lots of grip. Simple on and off when I'm getting in and out of the car. So that's my next buy. 60 quid, not too bad. Now my next one, I can't really show you on like the camera just there, but like it's these. So these are my waders, and these waders are made at www.fishingwaders.co.uk. If you type fishing waders into Google, they don't really come up. They're not really top of the stack if it comes into your top 10s, etc. But fishingwaders.co.uk, they're made up Liverpool way. They're made in Britain. They use all Dunlop waterproof materials. The impressive thing about it is, if you send them your measurements, they will make them to fit you perfectly. Imagine you've got big feet and a really small body. They'll make them. If you've got small feet and a really big body, they'll make them. They will literally do anything. If you've got massive calves that your cars won't go in wellies, they'll make them, because they just cut them shorter so that you've actually got part of the wader around your calves. Now I had these, they're about 80-90 quid. to have them custom made, like I say, at www.fishingwaders.co.uk. They give you a year's warranty with them as well. And simply, if you order them and they come and you're not impressed with them, just send them back and they'll refund you the whole money. They're that confident. Anyway, these ones were made by, I think it was Brenda, and she was picked out of about 10,000 Dunlop staff to make waders for the Queen Mother. So, can't be bad. Right, my final item that I'm going to say to you, this one's a proper premium. But if you don't know about fishing and you're watching this because you don't know what to get your other half, and you have got a budget that's around about 180 quid, you can't go wrong with this, because every single person that I've spoken to has said they have found this item the best item of this certain thing that you can buy. And it comes in here. Look at that, all packaged up. And here it is. The DYMO 18 TDR 4012. It's absolutely stunning. Now, everybody that I've spoken to that have got these, I've given it 5 stars out of 5 stars. You know, just the whole, it's the same sort of feeling of that clunk that you get when you shut the door of a Rolls Royce. You get that same sort of feeling just using it. Now, the 4012 only comes in a single handle. There's no double handles or anything like that. It's packed full of attributes. You know, Digigear, quick drag on the front. It's an absolute godsend when you're playing fish. It's absolutely stunning. And it comes in the iconic, you know, blue and gold. Once I've got this one out, I'll have 3 of these now. It's just my go-to. It's something that I use every time I go fishing, really. And the luxury of the 4012 is you can use it for feeder fishing or for a waggler. It's neither nor for either, really. You can just use it for both. It is such an all-round reel. There is a TDR distance that's out, the 19. I've had a play with it. It's a bit heavier. It's mainly for feeder and for distance fishing. I still don't think that DYMO have come up with anything that has matched this yet. But like I say, it's 180 quid at best. So it's a proper premium item. It might not be for everybody. However, if you can afford one and you're in for a new reel, it's absolutely stunning. The one thing that I really like about these is this line clip that's just here. It actually, see if I can get it to do it for you. It's very forgiving. So there's no pain on your line whatsoever. Anyway, that is the DYMO 18 TDR 4012. Absolutely stunning. Well, that's all I've got for you for gifts wise, I think, at like this time of year. If you guys can think of any gifts, make sure that you put them on the comments below. Let me know if you've got any of them that I've said and how you found them. See if you've not had the joy that I've had with them. And if you want any more information on them, make sure you drop a comment and I'll get back to you. Please hit the like button. Just do it just now. And if you could subscribe if you haven't. We're about to hit 1,000 subscribers and I'm going to have some merchandise flying out for you subscribers that have done that. Remember, you can follow me over on Instagram for some extra content at BigBirdFTF. If you're fishing this week, it's the 19th of December today. I heard yesterday that the people who are fishing at Earlswood Lakes, which is in the centre of the country, sort of around the Warwickshire area, West Midlands, Earlswood Lakes had an open match yesterday. Carp and F1, £272 caught in 5 hours. What's that about in the winter? There's definitely places that you can be fishing out there. So, you know, just get the knowledge in. If you know any of those, just drop them in the comments as well so people know where they need to be fishing at the moment if they want some action. Thanks for joining me and tight lines.